Bien le bonsoir. Hello there. Comment ils vont? Oh, attention. Ouais, mais une scène leur musique du jeu. J'ai hâte d'entendre la soundtrack au complet. Oh ouais, ouais, ouais. Oh ouais, ouais. Very nice. Bon, ça va, bienvenue, bienvenue. Les Ormates, bonsoir. Sean, le Tigre Noir, bonsoir. Alexis, Bond, bonsoir. Alexis, un autre Alexis. Indiana, bonsoir. Rogue One. Tom, bonsoir. Arthur, hello there. Jaeger, Justin. Marche, oui, c'est bon. Monsieur Indiana, Mando, bonsoir. Comment ils vont? Toujours pas d'OBS. What you mean? On y est. Tout fonctionne à merveille. Mec, regarde-moi, superbe chat ici, là. On est bien. J'ai aussi le petit lien Twitch derrière. On va le mettre. Hop. Voilà. Parfait. C'est quoi? On va faire la question avant que tout commence, parce que ça commence dans 5 minutes. Hop. Tac. Et... J'ai... J'ai fait une erreur, mais c'est pas grave. Anyway. Allez, ça c'est fait. Alright, donc bon, bienvenue sur BFFR, le chat. On est là pour regarder la conférence de Hogwarts Legacy aujourd'hui. Le gameplay showcase numéro 2, comme ils ont dit. Donc c'est la deuxième fois qu'ils font ce genre de conférence. On avait regardé en live la première, qui était franchement pas mal du tout. On avait exploré les Hogwarts, mais voyons, Poudlard, voilà. Faut écouter en anglais ces derniers temps. On avait exploré Poudlard, on avait vu un petit peu du combat, mais très peu avancé, tu vois. Puis qu'est-ce qu'on avait vu? Bon, un peu des sorts, comment ça fonctionnait, genre. Donc là, cette fois-ci, ce qu'on va voir, c'est du gameplay de balai, hein, comment voler dans l'environnement avec le balai. On va voir du combat avancé, ce qui personnellement me hype beaucoup, et on va voir la salle sur demande qui est super importante pour le jeu. Voilà. Alright. Yo, est-ce que j'achète le jeu? Je te le... Ouais, je veux dire, on a... Moi, je l'achète. Voilà. Non, on n'en a pas, Alex. On maltraite des gosses durant le combat. Ben, je devine que là, ça va être sûrement contre peut-être un boss qui va nous le montrer, ou vraiment contre des vrais ennemis, parce que la dernière fois, c'était... La dernière fois, c'était comme un truc d'entraînement, justement, contre les gamins, là. On verra, on verra. On va voir qu'est-ce que ça va donner. Ça risque d'être très intéressant. Donc, qui gagne, là? Gryffondor, 41%. Bande de... Bande de normies, man. Des normies. Aïe, 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 aïe. Vive la team Pouf Souffle, voire Serpentard. Voilà, c'est tout ce que j'ai. Euh... Question Emile. Salut Malgus. Qu'est-ce qui vous hype le plus là pour ce gameplay? Est-ce que c'est plus le gameplay pour voler au balai ou c'est plus le combat avancé qui vous intrigue en ce moment? Ou voir la salle sur demande. La salle de sur demande, de ce que je me souviens, c'est vraiment ton hub, genre, où tu peux aller crafter, tu peux aller augmenter plein de trucs de tes habiletés, je devine. Il y a. Je me souviens plus, il l'avait comme très très rapidement présenté il y a longtemps, genre, il y a 1 an, genre. Et j'ai un gros blanc de mémoire. C'est parti dessus. Salut Justin. Alexis qui dit le balai. Le tigre noir tous. Le tigre noir qui, je devine, aime bien le petit monde de la magie d'Harry Potter. Monter un peu plus sur l'exploration. Montrer un peu plus sur l'exploration, ouais. J'avoue que le balai, ça va montrer un peu plus l'exploration, du coup. Ah, je me demande s'ils vont montrer du Quidditch. Oh, j'y crois zéro, mais s'ils montrent, ça serait trop bien. Oh, que je serais content. Ok, ça commence dans 1 minute, mais ça commence dans 1 minute, là. Allez, les gars. Montez la 30 ans. Et si on se prend un timer, genre de « Oh, on commence dans 30 minutes », je les frappe. Non, mais pour vrai. Hein. Mais normalement, la dernière fois, non. Ça avait commencé directement après un timer de 1 minute, genre, puis cancelled. Regardez-moi tous les serpents, là, dans leur chat à eux, là. Ah là 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 là. C'est mes propres emotes, déçu. Perso, je sors du ciné, j'ai vu Avatar et c'était vraiment bien. Ah ouais, il faut que j'aille le voir. Probablement soit la semaine prochaine ou autour de Noël. On fout du balai, on veut le dada avec des ailes. Oui. Ah voilà. Oh les salopards. Ah c'est mieux que rien. Hein. C'est mieux que 30 minutes. Je dis qu'ils sont en live, mais ils sont pas en live. What? Ah. On va voir. Quel qui est. Oh Twitch est en retard. Non, j'y crois zéro. Impossible. Oh Mon YouTube est plus rapide que Twitch. Incroyable. C'est du jamais vu. On s'est fait bamboozle, faut attendre 5 minutes. Mais on aura une belle musique en attendant. Ouh, j'ai très hâte d'écouter leur soundtrack. Complète là? Je pense que ça va être très bien. Là, ce que je veux faire, c'est capturer. Transformer. Hop. Wow, le tigre noir, le spam. Ce serait bien s'il y avait du Quidditch. J'espère qu'ils l'ont mis en jeu. J'ai l'impression qu'ils ont. Que c'est pas là, genre. Ils comprennent pas. Mais on voit l'arène, genre. On voit ouais, c'est ça. On voit l'espèce d'arène de Quidditch. Genre, elle est là, donc. Il doit y en avoir. Mais j'ai l'impression que ça va être clunky. Ah, j'ai l'impression que ça va être shit. Le jeu dans cette période, ça va coûter bonbon. Ouais. Autour de février, là. Oh my god. Il y aura tellement de jeux. Alexis, toi aussi, calme-toi avec les emotes. On va voir des trucs bien, vous pensez? Ouais. Ouais. Là, moi, vraiment, ce qui m'inquiète le plus de ce jeu, c'est tout ce qui est IA, puis le combat un peu. Pas encore convaincu par ça. Ça va pas m'empêcher d'apprécier, c'est sûr, parce que juste explorer le château, man, c'est déjà juste ça, moi, ça me fait plaisir, étant un grand fan de l'univers, genre. Donc bon. Oh putain. Oh non, not again. Pas encore. Pas le spam. You're on this console. Grenard, merci pour le 1 gift sub. C'est qui Claire? Jaeger? Wow. Quelle femme. Faut que je règle le fait que ça montre le nom de la personne qui le reçoit et non la personne qui le donne aussi. Là, on a vu le nom de Jaeger apparaître alors que c'est peut-être que le tigre noir. Genre. Je réglerai ça. Ça reste que ça spam toujours, ça fait 2 alertes. Une chance là c'est juste 1 à la fois parce que, oh my god. Allez, plus que 1 minute, boys! Ah shit, here we go again. En vrai, j'essaie de pas trop en attendre du jeu, comme ça on sera jamais déçu. Et c'est la bonne approche à avoir, tonton Marcus. C'est une très bonne approche parce que, en fait, pour tous les jeux, c'est l'approche qu'il faut avoir. Si tu ne mets pas de grosses attentes, ben si le jeu est bien, t'es super satisfait. Et si le jeu est shit, ben au moins, t'es pas déçu. Genre. Justement, moi, j'ai encore des craintes à certains niveaux. Donc, rendu là, je mets mes espoirs un peu bas. Et j'espère que ça va être bien là. 50 subs. Tu sais que si tu fais 50 subs, ça va spam 100 fois. Donc non, s'il te plaît. Vu que c'est x2 là, non. La conférence commence, on veut entendre. Au pire, je peux les mute. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Allons-y. Oh, le train. Wait. Mais attends, je veux tout ça en fait. Donnez-moi. Donnez-moi tous ces trucs de collection. Oh non. Ok, 5. Ouh. Tu m'as fait peur, mec. J'ai vu 5, je pensais que c'était 50. Tu m'as tellement fait peur. Le balai. Merci pour les 5 gifs, mec. Super apprécié. Encore une fois, t'es un fou, t'es un fou. Bon. On va voir qu'est-ce que
Hey
ça donne.
everybody, welcome to the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase. I'm
Hello.
Chandler Wood, Community Manager here at Avalanche Software, and I'm honored to introduce you to our panel today. First up, we have community guest host, Ben Snow.
Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. Thank you so much for having me.
And from the Avalanche team, we
Et
have
donc
game
lui, on s'en fout.
director Alan Tu,
Hello
Le
everybody.
directeur du jeu,
and
donc
systems designer Mackenzie
très
Tong.
important.
Hi.
And finally, just off-screen capturing gameplay for us, Andrew Corum. Today we'll be giving you a taste of the open world via broom flight, a deeper look at combat
reçu sa
using
paye
the
hier.
Dark Arts Battle
Il a
Arena,
reçu sa paye avant hier
and a
même.
look at your personalizable home within Hogwarts, the Room of Requirement, where we may even see some beasts.
On va voir le monde ouvert avec le
And
système
we're
de
starting
vol.
right where we left off in our last gameplay showcase, just outside Hogwarts, which I love that you can walk out of the castle after walking through everything and then just come out here and take off on your broom out into the open world. And Alan, I know that's something that you particularly like about Hogwarts Legacy too.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of just being able to hop on the broom and, and go anywhere. There's something about kind of like the sensation of everything being open to you, and just I love the proximity that I can get to things. I love flying close to the ground, and I kind of wanted to talk about it just because I feel like you know, the brooms are fun for me, not just because of all those feelings of exhilaration, but because they're not just I have a broom and it's done. I actually kind of like some of the mechanics in it. So you see in the lower right, there's a meter there, and occasionally as Andrew's kind of flying up or flying down, you might notice it draining or not. And this isn't the present day where all the broom technology is well known and advanced
On n'est pas au jour présent où la technologie des balais est encore très bien connue. Encore en train d'être
Oh my goodness,
pensée.
I'm just so speechless right now because this is just so beautiful.
Oh, c'est tellement beau.
By the way, the broom, is that like the only one, or can you like upgrade that broom to go faster?
Yeah, so we have a shop in Hogsmeade, actually a broom shop.
Ouais, il y a un magasin de balais, donc tu peux améliorer ton balai.
And it was important to us
Nice.
that the player could customize themselves based
Pas
on
l'impression
their
qu'on
own
peut voler très haut.
aesthetics.
Non,
So they're
exactement, c'est
purely
la barre là,
cosmetic,
ça te met une
but,
limite
if you
jusqu'à où
talk
tu
to
peux
the
voler.
shopkeep,
Mais tu peux voler
and
haut,
help
genre.
them
C'est
out,
juste
he'll
pas.
actually sell
Tu peux aller à
upgrades.
l'infini, bien sûr, genre.
Yeah, and those
Mais c'est normal,
upgrades
je veux dire.
will make it so that where
On va
normally
avoir trop
the
froid
broom,
anyway.
you can only fly,
Même les sorciers, ils volent pas trop
you can
haut.
only
genre.
go at max speed. It's kind of like a turbo meter down there. You can only go
Okay,
at
yeah,
max
yeah.
speed without the meter going down, kind of closer to the ground.
Là, il va
And
pas
as you
vite en ce
raise
moment.
into
Il
the
va
air,
comme la
you notice the
vitesse
meter
normale, genre.
drop.
Voilà, là, il
And
monte
so
un
those
peu.
upgrades will allow you to increase that distance from the ground. And
Ouais.
the broom owner
Ah!
at the sporting
Ouais.
goods store in
Ah, les bâtards.
Hogsmeade is trying to perfect the broom and get better at it and know it better, and you can participate
pas ouf,
that
ça.
and get better and better.
Mais non, c'est pas
brooms
grave.
through that.
And I love that mechanic encourages you to actually explore the world and kind of stay close to the ground. It's not just a travel mechanic.
En fait, c'est ça,
point
c'est
A
que
to point
ça
B.
t'encourage
You're
à
not
explorer
just
le monde
flying
et
high
le
over everything,
monde
although
ouvert, à
it's
rester
beautiful,
proche au
something I
sol,
really
genre.
love doing,
Parce que
but
si tu montes
as
trop
well,
haut,
there's lots
tu vas manquer
to explore
manquer
on
la
the
plupart des
ground,
shit
and
qui
so
sont
it's keeping
importants,
you
genre.
down at the ground
Ce qui
level.
fait
It
du
feels
sens
like it's got
niveau
this kind of
gameplay,
surfing
genre.
vibe over the,
Oh
over
my
the
god, like I'm just like I want to snatch the controller from Andrew right now because I want to go to the mountaintop, I'm going to the forest and to that hamlet or
Oh, le château, mec.
That's how it's called. I think that's what it is.
No, it's awesome.
Attends, mais
we're
on est
gonna-
loin
we're
du château,
actually
là.
gonna
Genre,
land
c'est
here, and I
fou.
feel like that you call it a hamlet is just perfect, just because that's what we refer to it as. And so,
Ouais, la barre jaune, c'est
we all know from
le truc de
lore that
stamina du
Hogsmeade
balai,
is
genre.
the only all wizarding village within Britain. But we wanted other opportunities to kind of meet other characters out here and to kind of populate the landscape, so it's not just kind of, barren as you leave out this direction.
Merci d'être 70
And so we just
On va voir
imagine
aussi
these
nombreux
different
alors que c'est pas du
dwellings, these
Star Wars.
different smaller locations
On va voir que vous avez de
that
la
wizards
hype pour
might
ce
live
jeu.
in out in the Scottish Highlands. And so
Lol.
it's those and so we refer to those as hamlets, and they're opportunities to learn those wizard stories, how those different locations have kind of like learned to live, what their relationships are with characters at Hogsmeade and Hogwarts. And so they're both quest
Il a fait un don.
opportunities out here and
Il a
a
fait
chance
un
to
don
kind of
live.
get to know more of the area, even beyond Hogwarts and Hogsmeade that we've already experienced. And you also notice on the mini-map like lots of little icons, and
Ouais,
each
dans les
one of
mini-maps,
those
on voit beaucoup
represents
d'icônes.
gameplay in the hamlets that you can participate in. Whether it's a vendor or different puzzles and challenges or different secrets that exist.
Des secrets.
Each one of those icons are different opportunities for gameplay. And you'll
Ouais.
notice that same
Des
thing as we
tutoriels gameplay.
venture out into the open world as well. So when you go out into the open world and you see those icons, whether they're on the mini-map or on your map or off in the distance, those things are opportunities to say, like, I want to increase my inventory capacity. They're puzzles left behind by old wizards, that you can solve that actually grant you
cassettes qui
those.
sont
If
là
you
par des
see runes
vieux
off in
sorciers,
the
des trucs qui
distance and you
augmentent ta
visit
place
them, you might
d'inventaire.
find opportunities to actually expand and learn about your ancient magic. And as
Apprendre plus sur des
you kind of
magiciens.
encounter different enemies dotted on the landscape, sometimes those characters, poachers
Ouah.
or dark wizards, might be hoarding different
Nice.
magical resources that are valuable to you as you're playing the game. So each one has kind of like a way to connect to our gameplay loops and provide different opportunities that just
Il y a un
kind of
auteur max,
reward you
exact.
for
Mais bien un
poking
système de
around.
upgrade des balais.
I mean, I ran
sûrement.
away when I want to just cover all of those points on
Par
the
contre,
map.
fluide, c'est pas.
just
Ouais,
by
c'est fluide en
going
ce moment.
over it.
C'est nice.
Well,
Et en
we've
balai aussi, c'était très
flown on
fluide.
a broom already, but there is something that we haven't done so far, and that is getting on our flying mount. We're gonna hop on our Onyx
Le
Hippogriff. Here.
dada.
The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god, there he just like
Oh,
pops out
il
of
sort
the,
du sac.
the back. Oh wait, you can use it as a horsey? I
Oh
mean,
my
horse, I mean,
god.
A horse?
Yeah, as a hippogriff, you
Trop
can
bien.
you can totally ride it like a
Ouah,
ground mount, and you can lift off into the air.
Ah, lui, il n'y a pas de barre.
And we tried to make sure that each
Oh.
each of those interactions, so the broom's really good at reaching that top
Ok,
speed.
donc l'hippogriffe, c'est
and
juste
kind
100
of
fois mieux que le
traveling
balai,
the
en
world
fait.
as quickly as possible. But sometimes it's
Non,
really
il va pas
nice
aussi
to be on
vite.
the hippogriff because of that ground speed or
Exact.
those transitions. And sometimes it just feels amazing just to
Oh.
be riding around on a hippogriff.
Look at it.
Yeah,
Dude, c'est
it's-
tout ouvert, ça.
it
Tu peux
really
tout te
is kinda
promener
like,
partout, là. C'est
I don't know, it's a
insane.
great feeling.
Le monde est
being on it,
immense.
and it's a great feeling managing those transitions, kind of going
On a vu des
from
ennemis dans
run
les
to
minimap,
fly,
une
and
grotte.
just being able to go wherever you want. And we tried to make sure that
Autre ennemi.
that each one of these things that you can interact with have a unique identity and a reason for being.
Oh.
And oh my god,
Oh,
like
un
I
autre
see
biome,
different
genre.
like areas, like a swampy area. But wait, can you go to like entire map anywhere you go? Or there are regions that are like locked from you?
Yeah,
or,
as soon as you, there's kind of a moment where the world kind of opens up to you outside of Hogwarts as a student, and right from that moment, early on in the game, you can go wherever you want.
Ouais, dès-
And so
dès
you
le
might
début du
find
jeu,
more
presque,
difficult challenges in different
tu peux te
areas,
promener partout
and
dans le
you'll
monde.
see different
Y a pas de-
spots
c'est
and
pas- y a
enemies
pas de
moving
zone
around,
fermée,
like
genre.
you mentioned the swamp. But there, we have got like a coast, and we've got different types of environments
Ok, ça,
out
c'est
in
cool.
the world just to kind of pepper your experience, reward you for exploring, keep things fresh. All those things.
Il sort en
exist
février,
within the game.
Noah.
So cool. And I love that windmill. It's like so rustic. Like I keep forgetting that this is like 1800s. The Wizarding World we've never really seen before. Like it feels so authentic.
Ah, c'est
like
comme
it
dans les
just-
1800, ça change,
it's-
ça fait
it's
spécial
part of
de
it.
jouer dans cette ère-là.
Yeah, I love this vista too, and I'm gonna have Andrew stop here. We're gonna use a bit of dev magic to change
No.
the seasons. Actually, I want to see.
Oh,
I
il
want
change
you
de
to see what
saison?
this world looks like, covered in snow.
Yes, 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 please.
Ok, ça sera, tu pourras pas faire ça en jeu, c'est les développeurs qui le font là. Oh my god.
Oh, maybe.
Ils sont en train de faire une petite commande là, rapide de développeurs. Ah ouais,
This
ok.
is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. This is so pretty. Okay, it looks so realistic. Oh my god, it changes the landscape like completely. Oh my god. Does it have like actual
Le
like
fait qu'il y ait des
gameplay
saisons, allô?
impact? Like impact on the gameplay? Or does it like it's just the weather of Scotland?
Yeah, we use it. We really use it as a narrative marker through the game. So as you're progressing through your main storyline, it was important for us to kind of like have those moments that kind of felt like when you're reading the books or watching the movies, where you'll see kind of like the title
Qui se
card
passe et qui marche,
winter,
ouais, ouais, ouais.
and now the landscape has changed, and you're really feeling that passage of time while you're a student, going through your year at
Right.
Hogwarts. And I think we wanted to duplicate that. And for me, it's really fun that it's not just on the outside, which I agree. I think it looked really beautiful. But within the school as well. So there are moments like when it reaches certain holidays or things like that, where Hogsmeade reacts
my
to
God.
holidays, and the school reacts to holidays, and you see the decorations around those environments change. That really
Oh,
helped just
nice.
kind of
Donc, tu sais,
make me
autour
feel like
des,
I'm there.
des fêtes, genre le château, il va y avoir
And
des
it's not
décorations de
just,
Noël qui vont
it's not
apparaître,
just,
etc.
for the seasons,
À travers
those
l'histoire,
kind of
genre.
vibe things. Like we have a day-night cycle, and that day-night cycle, even though similarly, like it's largely about
Il est là.
vibe, when you go
Tu peux
into
le proche seul, là.
Hogsmeade in the
Ouah.
evening, there's
Ouah.
less characters there. Around the school, you'll notice it kind of dies down and quiets
Ça a
down.
l'air d'un boss
When
qui
there's
était là.
just candlelight
Il y a
and
une tête de
students
mort,
kind of
genre,
like
dans
as
la
you're
map.
walking through the halls. But in that day-night cycle is where we've kind of placed a few items where, whether or not you can collect them or whether or not you can interact with them, that are a little bit restricted by the day-night cycle.
And I
Mode?
love
Non, je pense pas
Andrew's
là-dessus,
flying up here,
C'est
really
solo.
high up on the hippogriff.
Wow,
and,
regardez.
and
Ok, on peut
we're
monter haut.
just looking at this
Ouais.
view of Hogwarts in
Wow.
the distance. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's part of what I love most about flying around.
Et encore là,
in
on a
this
la
game, whether it's on
compression
a
de YouTube, donc
hippogriff
c'est
or
pas
on the
100%
broom.
No, I mean, you
magnifique,
talk
là.
about going anywhere and things that you can see in the distance, and that's one of my. I still can't get over, like, no matter, I played this so much, but I still
On a les
can't get
gros
over the
pixels,
fact that I
c'est
can
pas comme
see
ça en
Hogwarts
jeu.
out there, and there's just something beautiful about knowing that all
je veux voir les traces de
of
pas.
the things
True.
inside of it, the classrooms, the students, the professors, all the places
peut
I can
prendre un
go,
arbre et se
I can
cogner,
just
j'ai aucune
fly
idée.
my hippogriff, land in the
Il avait l'air
courtyard,
fun.
enter the front doors, and just walk, to the library, to class, or to greenhouse, or to my common room. That it's
En fait, je
all
pense qu'il va se prendre des dégâts
contiguous and just
de
kind of
vie,
like
genre.
one
Bah,
one space is still exciting to me after all this.
I mean,
time.
I'm just I'm speechless right now. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just oh my god.
J'aurais
As
aimé qu'il
much
fasse
as we
peut-être-
want to spend a lot more time
Oh,
out
no,
here
it's
just
fine.
flying around, experiencing the world, I think this is a great opportunity to switch over to combat. And last time we gave you kind of an intro to combat. This time we're going to really go a lot
Ils ont
more of a
montré un
deep
truc
dive on
d'intro de combat la
using the
dernière
Dark
fois.
Arts
Là, on
Battle
va
Arena, which is
vraiment
part of our deluxe edition.
en fond, là.
All right, Andrew's got us in the Forbidden Forest, which is where the
Ooh,
Dark
la
Arts
forêt
Battle
interdite-
Arena
interdite.
is, which is part of the Deluxe and Digital Deluxe Edition. I love the way that the Dark Arts Battle Arena is actually part of the world. It's integrated into the world, so your experience is more immersive than just choosing an option from the main menu of the
good.
game or something like that.
Reason to go to the Forbidden Forest.
Exactly. Well, there are many reasons to go to the Forbidden Forest, but he's also wearing the Dark Arts cosmetic set, and here he's pulling out the Thestral, which is part of that Dark Arts pack from the
Ah, le bonus
Deluxe
de
and
précommande, tout
Digital
ça, et
Deluxe
de
Edition.
Deluxe,
So we're going full Dark Arts here.
That's good. That's what I like going down.
But I
Peut-être
like
la
this
version Deluxe.
this battle arena. It is a great place to show off really combat in a big way because it unlocks some interesting abilities for you and allows you to really play around with combat in a deep way.
And is this like the only arena like this in the game where you can like practice? And
so in the base game we have 2 combat arenas normally, and so everyone has access to those. And each of the combat arenas are an opportunity to kind of just go through a difficult combat challenge, fight through multiple waves in order to earn a different cosmetic for your character and add that to your collection. In the case of that's no different than the Dark Arts Battle Arena. That's also true, the combat arena. But one of the things that we're excited about in the Dark Arts Battle Arena that people can do is you come in preloaded with different abilities. So the unforgivable curses are something that everyone's going to have access to through the base game and going to be able to earn, and they can make choices in order to kind of like add that to their repertoire, and they can also commit to that down with certain talents and things like that. When you play the Dark Arts Combat Arena, you actually have access to all those things as kind of like a way to test them all. And so it's a chance to kind of like tour and play with the Dark Arts and decide whether or not that is a path.
Ouais, dans l'arène parce que là il est dans l'arène des combats de la magie noire, genre. Et ça te donne accès directement aux sorts comme interdits, genre.
Great place for us to show off combat in general. So I think we're gonna jump in here and just gonna start battling, and we can start talking about everything you're seeing on the screen.
All right.
Oh, he did.
Some of the cadavers right away. Oh my God.
We're starting off strong.
Oh my God. Was that Kujio? Oh my God. That's so cool.
Yeah. So that you'll notice right away, like when we used Avada Kedavra, that guy's health bar went from instant to 0.
Il est rendu avec nous. Il attaque les autres parce qu'il est impériaux.
In the game, even in some pretty extreme situations. You'll notice that like the meter takes up a lot longer to
a little
cooldown. Build up as a way to kind of deal with its extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then there's some ways that we'll probably talk about to adjust that. But I don't know. I don't know if there are things on the screen that you just have questions about.
Well, I see like little blue things pop up from the enemies. Also, before like that sign, well, it's like, so in the community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called in the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic meter.
Oh, so it is ancient magic.
That is, yeah. So as your abilities in the game keep growing and you become exposed to some of the secrets about your own.
Ils ont un énorme temps de rechargement, les habilités.
You start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers, you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game. That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy. But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head, that's an ability to cast a very devastating and powerful ancient magic spell to do a ton of damage against the character.
I see.
And the way that manifests itself depends on the type of enemy that you're fighting. And you'll see a wide variety of enemies in here that are pressuring the player in different ways. You'll notice there's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting that force him to move. And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move around on the battlefield. And that's actually a good link to the ancient magic meter in general. And the reason I say that is because as you're doing different things in combat, you're protegoing and you're doing different abilities and you can kind of spectate with your talents, there are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. But one of the most effective base ways to build up that meter fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to, is to actually perform combos. So you see that combo appearing, and it's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see the blue orbs in the game world, and there's something that only you can see in the narrative in the world. And it's another reason to move around on the battlefield. If you can go up and collect those things and suck them in, they give big jumps to that ancient magic meter.
We're talking a lot about spells and magic here, but I think there's another huge component of combat, and that is the tools that you can bring to combat as well to kind of change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie knows a lot about what's going on with the plants and potions.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior investment. So you can bring the potions and the plants that you grow in the room of requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in this like rocky material that reduces the incoming damage that you're receiving. So against big enemies, hard-hitting enemies like trolls, that's super helpful.
Oh my god, he's just destroying. The troll just collapsed from one of the cadavers.
Obviously, we have the Wiggenweld potion as well, which increases your health. And then we have the focus potion. So when Alan talks about having to balance Avada Kedavra with a long cooldown, because obviously it's an instant kill, one thing that you can do is through a focus potion, and that will increase how quickly your cooldowns regain.
Recharge des cooldowns plus
so
rapides.
much like versatility, like in what the character is doing to the troll right now. Like he's just bouncing around the arena. He's like not. And the troll makes him move around too.
I love that our plants are violent.
Yes, and so that's like when we're talking about the setup of the arena, you also have plants that you can fight with. And so we have things like the venomous tentacula that you can put down, and it acts like a turret, and it just kind of shoots enemies around the battlefield.
That is so cool. This is like a truly like Hufflepuffian way to approach the battle. Yes.
No, that was super cool. So there were these like multiple ways, and so you can see there's a ton of different things that you can use. The mandrake is one, so you can pull it out and it stuns with its like piercing cry these enemies in a radius.
And another thing I want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which I love because I love anything that prompts me to play a game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my style, you know? So this is a way to, if you want to get stuck in your style, go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to have some things over here that may make you use certain plants or certain potions or block more or...
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide challenges in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to do, because there really are so many different ways that you can push talents. When you see the green X's on characters, and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, they all begin sharing damage. And so we have things like Avada Kedavra, which is the insta-kill, but if you curse everyone before you insta-kill this one guy, they can all drop dead for that kind of ultimate Voldemort fantasy.
Okay,
and so,
oh
my God, there are dark arts fantasies, there's fantasies about being more of a defense against the dark arts characters, things like that.
Curse sur tout le monde autour de toi,
occasionally being used
et donc quand tu vas faire un Avada Kedavra,
and we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep, on the fly, or with deliberation, and those are all different options.
That is so cool.
C'est dur de comprendre vraiment comment le combat est sans y jouer soi-même, je trouve, en ce moment. C'est... D'un côté, il y a des éléments vraiment cool, d'autres, il y a des éléments genre vraiment qui sont comme « Ah, j'aime pas trop comment c'est fait ce truc-là, genre. » Mais comme sans le tester nous-mêmes, c'est tellement difficile de comprendre.
And heading to the room of requirement, which is your home within Hogwarts, a personalizable
Le shield est vraiment nice, le fait de pouvoir parry au bon moment puis de renvoyer l'attaque, ça c'est...
And grow things and
les vieux sont... Salut Gavin. Un peu long et répétitif perso. Ouais, non, ça je suis d'accord. Après, ça se peut que ce soit en facile. Je sais pas à quel point la difficulté plus haute, c'est plus intense.
For the personalization of the space
as
well, not just your character and the visuals of your character, but actually this space is a place that you can make your own.
Yeah, it was super important to us that this space really did feel like your reflection as a wizard. So you can change the architecture in here.
L'architecture, trop bien.
Different themes throughout, starkly different themes, to really just hammer home that.
Okay.
Oh my God, what? This is beautiful. We never expected that to be. Oh my god.
That's the thing is not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually conjure little objects into this space, as you can see. So there's
Les
like
combos, j'ai l'impression qu'ils sont beaucoup misés
statues that
dessus.
you can
Exact.
do,
Il y a
and
un gros truc de
ornaments, and
combo.
tables, and rugs, and just a bunch of little things that really flesh out the space and bring it to
Tapis
life.
tranquille.
Oh my goodness, because like we had an idea that those places where you brew stuff, that's where you can change, but you can do all of this. Where do you even get this stuff? Like, there's a furniture store?
Yeah, so we call them conjurations. And the conjuration recipes can be purchased at Tomes and Scrolls in Hogsmeade. But also as you engage in different types of gameplay throughout the world, you'll be rewarded.
Ah, j'avais passé tellement de temps dans cette salle.
objects.
That's
Oh
so
mon dieu.
cool. And you change color.
Rose.
You can change the color,
Je vais
you can
tout-
change
je vais
the
tout mettre-
size of
je
it,
vais
you can
tout
place
mettre
it
rose.
basically anywhere.
Oh my god, you're so tiny. It's like for baby Niffler.
And I love how the system too is designed. It's not mechanical; it's immersive, and so you get the magical effect of conjuring it in, and you're actually doing this in the world as your character.
Ah, mais c'est tellement plus
but
grand que je pensais. What?
The way you've blended like that
Les
gameplay
assiettes
with
avec les chats.
the immersive design of personalizing
Oh
the
my
space.
god, like, and I love the animation, how it like appears, you know, like it's not just like there, it's like it almost
touche
like
pas au
it
chaton.
operates.
It is really quite beautiful, and that was the thing is we wanted that to look really
faire
nice
n'importe quoi.
because the magic in the wizarding world is everywhere. It's physical, it's kinetic, and it's whimsical. We really wanted to nail that whimsy in this space. Another thing that I wanted to discuss is that not only can you like conjure things and you can change their look, but you can do that with the utility objects as well. So you can see that we have planting pots and potion stations, and you can change the look of those
Ah, tu
as
peux même
well.
changer le look des
And
tables de
these are the areas
crafting.
where, as we had mentioned
Oh, ouais.
previously, you'll be
Damn.
growing your plants, you'll be brewing your potions.
Right.
Mais
So
rose.
while you're also doing these like kind of nurturing based activities, this is also the space where you would bring your gear to be identified and gear to have like
Fait que
traits put on it,
t'amènes
which I believe
tes
Alan can talk to.
équipements.
Yeah, we keep bringing up appearance and how it looks, and
Fait que
on
tes
a,
potions.
like in the game, you can
Skin.
look like anything you want to whenever you want to. But the player will be finding different
Corner,
types
take
of
my money.
gear, that we call it, as you progress through the game. And essentially, we just know that
Ouais, j'espère aussi que.
clothes and different items in the
les choix
Wizarding
sont
world
importants.
can have different magical properties. And as you explore and as you adventure and as you defeat enemies, you're going to be finding different pieces of gear that have different abilities, and that can help you in your journey and are a major part of you kind of growing as a wizard and advancing as a wizard. And so,
Plus image.
it's a huge
Oh
list.
my
And
god.
not all the
Oh,
time.
la liste est tellement longue, regardez ici.
Whenever you get a new piece of
Il peut
gear, you don't
descendre tout ça.
necessarily know exactly what it does. And so there is a station inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure, called an identification station, where you can actually bring that gear that you're uncertain about and learn what its abilities are.
Right, yeah, that's so cool.
And then as the space advances even further, and the space will eventually grow its own rooms, and you're going to get new
Wow.
recipes, you know, like Mackenzie's talking about.
Tu
All these
peux
little
amener
bits
ton
keep expanding,
équipement,
and
tu
as
peux
it
leur donner
expands,
des
eventually
stats.
you're going to
Alors là,
earn
par exemple,
what we see here,
il
which is
diminue
called
les
a
dégâts,
loom.
le gant, par
And when
exemple.
you
Je
set
sais
up a
pas ce qu'il a
loom,
mis
it's
dessus.
an ability to essentially customize exactly which magical properties are on your gear and take
Ok,
any
je pense
piece
que
of
c'est
gear
là que ça
and
va être
adjust
intéressant,
its
de faire des,
properties
des
and tweak
équipements de
what it
combat
does.
qui améliorent
And
certains
I mentioned earlier
sorts, genre,
that you can make anything look like anything.
pour que tu aies un
The
bon
collection
combo, genre,
of
dans
cus-
ton système de combat,
of,
genre. Ça pourrait être
appearances,
nice.
we call it, or cosmetics, we've been referring to it in
Right.
this stream. Those types of things you can use, and
Ça,
you
c'est
can
pour-
apply
ça,
a
c'est pour
look
Gavin
to
ici,
any
là.
other look. So if you get a piece of
Diminue
gear,
les
you put it
dégâts
on,
contre
you
les
look like that,
araignées.
but you can change it to look like whatever you want.
Par les
So
araignées.
cool. And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap
Yeah.
that ability.
Yep, and appearances you can edit whenever you want in the gear screen. The loom is specifically about applying traits and applying larger upgrades that just kind of grant you greater statistical advantage or give you really specific abilities that
Voilà, il vient de gagner
blend
genre,
in nicely with where you're trying to go
des
with
stats
your
d'attaque, genre.
combat
Ah, ça
fantasy
donne la
or
défense.
talents and things like that.
Interesting. I'm just saying that they're just like.
Ouais, s'il l'améliore, ça va donner 2 défenses. Ah, là, ça donne encore d'autres défenses.
Yeah, and so you'll notice that the ingredients that are used to add traits and to upgrade your gear are based around beasts. So this is where we get into the beast care
Oh, oui.
section,
Oui.
which
Oui.
is inside this
Fantastic
vivarium.
Beast.
Kind of bigger space on the inside. idea. And so you can see here we have a couple of beasts out. We have a graphorn,
Ah, il a
a
quelques
moon
créatures.
calf, and a niffler, and a measle as well. So
Oh my
quite a
God.
Il est
variety.
tellement cute.
Oh my god, he's just like a big puppy.
They're so
No.
cuddling. Oh my god, they're together. Oh, that's so cute.
They're adorable. And so part of beast care is petting them as well, but feeding them too. And so once you do those things, that's when they feel safe enough that they'll give you their
Take my
magical
money.
ingredients. So mooncalf
Je vais les nourrir.
fur, niffler fur, etc. That can then be used in your gear.
That is like so like intuitive because like you know that makes
Oh.
sense because when you touch the animals you get some fur leftovers. That's so. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we really want to hammer home the fact that this is like a home that you're making for them. So in the overland, you can find these beast dens
En train de le
and
brosser,
rescue these
j'en peux
beasts. Part of doing so is brushing them and feeding them food as well, and to build that relationship with your beasts. In addition to be able to care for beasts, you can actually conjure things in this space as well.
The house, the cottage.
Yeah, right. And so we have like a lot of little ornaments in this area, and a lot of them are purely cosmetic, but they look really
Ah,
cool.
tu peux
Again, it's the
personnaliser l'espace des
personalization,
créatures aussi,
of
nice.
this space.
Oh my goodness. No, this is like I'm gonna spend 8 hours just designing this whole area to personalize. This is like cool. It's like you have this little play area, like a personalized fish tank, so to say. Just for the creatures. I love it.
Yeah, no, totally. And there's like a decoration aspect, but there's also, we were saying inside as well, is there's a utility aspect to it too. So
Tellement
as
pensé
you
d'ailleurs là-dessus.
progress in the game and you're able to purchase more conjurations, you're able to speed up your process. So one of them, for example, is the food processor, which
À la fois de la nourriture.
allows for the beast in the space to automatically get feed, so you don't have to do it manually.
Ah,
so
ça le fait
you're really
automatiquement.
building the
Smart.
progression for yourself here. In addition, there's also a toy box where you can,
Oh,
where you can
that's-
play with
Jouet.
your beasts. You'll
Balle.
see here, yeah. So you can, there's a bunch of toys in it, and each beast has their own favorite toy. So as you can imagine, the moon calf really likes the moon ball, or the measle, as like a little cat, really likes to chase the yarn ball as well.
Right.
And they're
Oh,
super
wow.
cute.
Oh my god.
Oh, il va jouer avec la balle. J'en peux plus.
And the big thing we really wanted to hammer home is that the world is a dangerous place. And so by going and rescuing these beasts and bringing them back here and caring for them, you're really helping them out. There's poachers in the overland who hunt these beasts for their material. So instead, you're caring for them. You're giving them a home.
Right. Oh my god, this Raphorn is just gigantic. But he looks like my dog. He looks like my dog right now, for sure.
You could actually name them as well. So like your dog.
So getting back into that personalization, you know, yeah, we didn't want you to
Changer
just
le
like
nom.
throw in, oh, here's a
comment il va
graphorn in
l'appeler?
here. Like, this can be named whatever Andrew's about to name them.
Bruce.
That's a good name.
You know, we've created this really nice space, and you can get additional vivariums, correct? To different kind of aesthetics and looks to where you're.
Quand j'aurai cette créature-là, moi je vais l'appeler Wayne.
Progression is a big part of this space as well. So as you progress through the story, you will unlock more vivariums. So as you can see, this one's quite meadow themed, big, open, bright. But there's other ones, say like a swamp that you might encounter. And it's really a visual effect to and more space for your beast.
Oh, so it's like those. So when we're inside the room requirement, there's like on the left, there's that moon glow from one entrance and then some shrubbery going on in the right. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Ah, oh, you put trees in here too. Oh my goodness.
And another thing with the beast care that I think is great, you know, tying back to the same kind of thing that you did with like the broom, where the broom is not just a method of travel, it's actually built in and integrated into the world. In the same way, like beast care isn't just this added element.
C'est
You're
les
not just
combats
throwing
qui
it
sont
on
inquiétants
top.
pour
There's really this like narrative and integration to
Yeah, everything
Everything.
connects. So as you progress through the missions, you'll expand the space. As you earn resources, you'll go into Hogsmeade and use them to unlock the gameplay here and unlock new conjurations and different things to play around with in the open world.
Et je pense pas que ça
It's
sera le
in
meilleur
those
jeu de tous les temps,
different,
là. Mais je pense que ça va être un jeu
in
assez
those different
agréable.
environments, like the different combat and conflicts and bandit camps and different things like that exist in the overland. Those things are what hold recipes that exist in the loom. So all these things have a way of connecting. Moonstone that you find out in the world is the resource that we use to conjure everything. That's found throughout the world. Forageables are used for recipes. So really everything's like a cycle and keeps you coming back.
But even with the story that's being told too, I think people know who Poppy is and that she has a particular affinity for beasts.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything we're seeing here, you're going to be venturing out into the world, and this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, even of kind of like your interactions with beasts in that narrative. So, you bringing up Poppy, there are more kind of mysteries to discover and things to discover around the world that have to do with her, that have to do with caring for beasts. And so different characters have their own stuff.
By the way, ça sort on savait que ça sortait le 10 février, mais il y a 72 heures d'early access.
Well, we could spend hours in here, but we're going to have to end the stream now. What do you think about what you've seen today?
I mean, I'm just so blown away by how...
Je pense que le combat va dépendre de plusieurs aspects. De la difficulté, si tu peux mettre genre très haut à quel point c'est comme oh, ça devient intense, ça devient genre épique, genre. Ça dépend aussi de tes combos que tu peux faire juste avec tous tes sorts, parce qu'il y en a quand même beaucoup et on peut voir que tu peux échanger genre pour 8 à la fois, genre tu peux comme enchaîner. Ça dépend aussi du système de combo, la barre en bas, qu'est-ce que ça fait avec les sorts et tout. Et ça dépend aussi du gear, si tu peux faire des équipements qui améliorent genre une sorte de sort en particulier. Est-ce que tu peux pas faire des combos qui rendent de ton équipement à tes sorts, genre une bonne synergie, genre, pour rendre ça encore plus épique? C'est ça que je me demande, mais faut voir. Oh shit, c'est comme dans le livre de jeu d'usage. Ok. Bro, pour vrai le griffon, le balai c'était bien parce que tu peux aller vite. Tu restes au sol, donc ça permet d'explorer très rapidement. Mais le griffon, désolé, mais c'est incroyable. C'est vraiment envie. Ouais, donc ça va être fun de le découvrir ensemble. Je pense qu'on va bien s'amuser. Moi, je vous préviens, je vais aller dans la voie la plus dark possible. Je vais essayer de devenir genre un vilain qui tue tout le monde. Je m'en bats les coups, puis on va voir si ça va avoir un impact sur l'histoire et une fin différente. C'est ça que je suis curieux.
I feel like that you call it a hamlet is just perfect, just because that's what we refer to it as. And so we all know from lore that Hogsmeade is the only all wizarding village within Britain.
Et genre tout ça c'était génial. Genre l'exploration, le monde est énorme. Faut voir à ce niveau-là.
And you also you'll know capacity be hoarding different
points on the map just by going over there.
Well, we've flown on a broom already, but there is
ok, je deviens l'inverse. Parfait. Comme ça, on aura la différence.
We're going to hop on our Onyx Hippogriff here. The Onyx Hippogriff is our pre-order bonus.
Oh my god, there's just like...
Donc ça, si vous précommandez, vous aurez accès à ce griffon là, by the way. Je viens de le dire. Là. Peu importe l'édition que vous prenez, là, vous allez avoir ça.
You can totally ride it like a ground mount and you can lift off into the air. And we tried to make sure that each of those interactions, so the broom's really good at reaching that top speed.
Vraiment nice. Donc vos avis généraux, qu'est-ce que vous en pensez de qu'est-ce qu'on a vu en termes d'exploration en plein vol, du combat, de la salle sur demande. La salle sur demande est super, genre je vais passer des heures et des heures sur la salle de demande. Tu peux tout personnaliser, genre. Les trucs de crafting, tu peux les changer de couleur, tu peux les repositionner, mais tu peux aussi juste mettre des trucs sur les murs, tu peux mettre tout ça, là, tous les petits portraits, les sofas, les lampes, tout ça, tu peux les mettre toi-même, genre. Le plafond, tu le changes, l'architecture de la salle, puis bien sûr le truc des créatures qui est à l'intérieur, qui est un autre espace, en fait, c'est deux espaces que tu as, genre. Et ça a l'air plus fluide qu'on pensait. Genre, ça c'était une des craintes que j'avais pour le jeu, comme la fluidité. Et pour l'instant, dans ce gameplay qu'on a vu aujourd'hui, c'est très fluide. Il n'y a rien à dire là-dessus. Tigre noir qui dit j'adore. Nice. Il y a la baguette de Soro en unique exemplaire dans tout le jeu et que tout le monde doit s'entretuer pour être le possesseur. Je précoule le jeu dans la minute. Ça serait vraiment cool, Clem. Oh my god. J'avoue que ça serait stylé de ouf. J'y crois pas, mais ça serait vraiment nice. Ça doit être dans Animal Crossing, pas dans un jeu d'action. Ouais, mais c'est parce que là, on a vu l'aspect un peu, justement, personnalisation puis exploration aujourd'hui. Ce qui resterait à voir.
And so there's a station inside of the room of requirement that you can conjure. It's one of the first things you conjure.
Parce que je pense qu'ils vont en faire un dernier peut-être d'ici la sortie. Peut-être comment fonctionnent les équipements plus en profondeur. Ils veulent pas spoil la liste de tous les sortilèges. C'est sûr qu'on va pas. L'histoire, ils vont pas aller plus en profondeur, je pense. Peut-être un peu plus sur les ennemis ou sur les choix dans l'histoire, je sais pas. Ouais, peut-être faire nous présenter une classe, genre un cours. À quoi ça ressemble pour apprendre peut-être un sortilège, genre. Ouais. Non, on a pas mal tout. Je pense. Ah, Hogsmeade, ouais. On a vu Poudlard, on a vu le monde ouvert. Il manquerait peut-être Hogsmeade, là, les magasins. Ouais.
That's so cool. And like you can just put some ability to this sweater, but then you can just swap.
Les placements comme les mange-morts, je l'instabaille. Oh. Oh ouais. Et ça, si tu prends la route genre obscure, genre, si tu peux faire ça, c'est trop bien. Comme la monture, c'est pas une créature, c'est toi qui... Ouais. Il devient tout noir et qui se déplace, là. J'achète. J'achète.
I'm just seeing that they're just like pumpkin fur, moonca fur. Where does that come from?
Mais ça dépend vraiment justement à quel point tu peux aller de la machine. On les a vus les sorts, genre on a vu un peu le combat, genre Avada Kedavra et tous les sorts sont là. Déjà ici, il n'y a pas spoil, mais tu vois, on a les 3 sorts interactifs en bas. Je trouve ça intéressant qu'ils sont là. Il y en a 3 autres après. Quoi, ces 3 conneries? Toutes des sorts de couleurs différentes. On sait que ça fonctionne avec les mécaniques de shield. Ce que je suis pas trop fan, mais faut que je le teste. Voir en vrai. C'est quoi le sort rouge qu'il a? Ah, c'était l'espèce d'éclair. Hein? Ouais, attends, juste voir. Parce que là, il y a les 3 sorts impardonnables. Avada Kedavra. Là, c'est trop bien. Ça, c'est Imperio. Donc, il prend contrôle de l'adversaire, puis il devient ton allié. Wait, non. Non, je me suis peut-être trompé. C'est l'inverse. C'est crucial. Ouais. Il est en train de souffrir, quoi. Ça, c'est Imperio, voilà. Lui, il devient avec soi, et avec nous. Pardon. Là, tu vois, il a changé parce que tu peux avoir 4 sorts ici en bas à droite, mais tu peux appuyer sur R2, je pense, ou quelque chose du genre. Non. Tu peux appuyer sur, je pense, le D-pad. Ça change. Ouais, voilà. Là, il est changé. On a Akio ici, je pense. Ouais, voilà, ça attire sur lui. Bon, normalement, ça attire pas les humains, ça attire juste les objets, mais pour le gameplay, ça fait du sens. Hein. Ça, c'est des attaques normales. Les petites attaques de base pour construire du combo. Shield. Qu'est-ce qu'il vient d'utiliser là? Il a utilisé le sort rouge, je pense. Ouais, le sort rouge que j'ai aucune idée. Ça le one shot, ça a fait comme 300 dégâts. Ça, c'est. Ça a l'air de juste le lancer sur le sol, genre. Ces 2 sorts-là ont des nice combos. Tu l'envoies sur le sol, ça l'envoie dans les airs, après ça tu l'attires sur toi, puis tu le frappes, genre. Intéressant.
with its extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then
Je pense que ça, c'est... J'ai le nom sur la langue, c'est pas... Mais bref, le truc qui immobilise, là. Pas mal sûr que c'est ça.
Yeah, a little
kind
cool
of
down.
build up as a way to kind of deal with its extreme power, just so that it's still fun to use. And then there's
Beaucoup d'objets que tu peux lancer.
some ways that
Ouais, il a un
we
combo de
talked about
12 en ce
to-
moment. Plus il
to-
frappe, plus ça augmente
to
la petite
adjust
barre.
that.
Puis je pense que c'est
But I don't
super
know, I
important
don't know
avec
if there are
le...
things on the screen
hein?
that you just have
Il va
fun
l'expliquer dans
with.
2 secondes. Je vais faire attention à ce qu'il dit. Parce que j'ai vraiment pas fait attention à quand il expliquait le combo, genre.
From the enemies. Also, before like that sign, well, it's like so in the community we call it the ancient magic sign. I don't know if that's how it's called
Yeah.
in the game.
So the community is astute. So on the development side and in player facing in the game, we reference that as your ancient magic community.
Oh,
Oh my god, ok. C'est ta barre de contrôle de pouvoir magique ancien.
so it is ancient magic.
Donc c'est le... Voilà, c'est la magie ancienne que tu peux utiliser si tu build up la barre de combo. Donc les combos sont très 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 importants. En Doloris. La formule Doloris, c'est le... Rouge, normalement en Doloris. Ah ouais? Pretty sure que là, ils l'ont mis vert, finalement. Parce que regarde, il y a les clous dans la main, genre. C'est sûr que c'est ça. On voit la tête de mort, bon. Là. La marionnette, donc c'est Imperio. Doloris. Avec les clous. Mais j'avoue que la dernière fois, c'était rouge. À moins que ce soit ça, hein. Mais bon.
Yeah. So
C'est quoi? L'icône en haut à gauche.
as your
Il y avait une icône en haut à gauche plutôt? Ah oui, attends.
as a way to kind of
Voilà! Ça, c'est l'XP que tu gagnes. Chaque fois que tu tues quelqu'un.
deal with its
Ouais. Donc, il est dans... hein? C'est ça, je trouve c'est bizarre. Il y a le serpent, mais comme c'est bleu, genre. Ça devrait être vert, genre.
that. But I don't know, unlocking new powers. So one of those powers you'll see the unlocking new
On va juste écouter ce qu'il dit à propos de la magie ancienne.
that is, yeah. So as your abilities in the game keep growing and you become exposed to some of the secrets about your own kind of mystery and your own abilities, you start unlocking new powers. So one of those powers you'll see the R1 button appearing throughout the game. That's an ancient magic throw, we call it, that allows you to kind of like draw an object to you and fling it at an enemy.
Okay.
But whenever you see the R1 or the L1 plus R1 appear over somebody's head, that's an ability to cast a very devastating and powerful ancient magic spell to do a ton of damage against the character.
I see.
And the way that manifests itself depends on the type of enemy.
Ok. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ok. Donc, plus que tu vas avancer dans le jeu, plus tu vas apprendre des pouvoirs anciens. Par exemple, là, il y a un bouton R1 qui vient d'apparaître. Ça, c'est juste pour attirer les objets puis les lancer sur les... À un moment donné, quand ta barre est assez haute, justement, là, il a rempli une barre au complet, tu vas avoir le bouton R1 et L1 qui va apparaître au-dessus d'un ennemi, genre.
Of damage against the character.
Fait que
And
on le
the way that
voit
manifests itself
là. Tu vois? L1, R1. Donc ça,
depends on the type of enemy that you're fighting.
ça va se manifester différemment, ce pouvoir-là, du combo que tu as construit. C'est comme là ici que tu as construit. Ça va se manifester différemment selon l'ennemi que tu le fais, genre. Donc, par exemple, un humain normal, genre, ça va faire quelque chose. Peut-être une créature, ça va faire une autre affaire.
And you'll see a wide variety of enemies.
Wow! Attends, quoi? Il l'a mis en morceaux? Il vient de faire 1500 dégâts?
In here that are pressuring
Il l'a mis en morceaux, mec.
the player in different ways. You'll notice there's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting that force him to move. And there's different ways that we want the player to kind of move around on the battlefield.
Et là, il vient de faire un perfect parry, genre.
Fighting that force him to
Il
move.
l'attaque, puis il... Ah, puis tu vois, on voit un signe comme quoi que, ok, tu te fais attaquer sur le côté, genre un Spider-Man Senses, genre les... Donc tu sais que tu dois bloquer, genre.
And there's different ways that we want.
Oh! En fait, c'est exactement quand tu dois bloquer, genre. C'est super... Ouh! C'est très très précis, genre. Regardez le signe sur sa tête, à un moment donné, il brille, genre très jaune, au moment que le sort arrive sur lui.
There's abilities that kind of bubble up under the player as he's fighting, that force him to move.
Alors là, c'est orange. Pink! Puis là, les barres étaient jaunes, ça veut dire tu dois bloquer à ce moment-là précis pour faire un perfect parry, genre. Donc c'est super précis, genre. Là, tu vois, le shield est arrivé, puis ça a renvoyé le sort sur le mec.
The player to kind of move around on the battlefield, and that's actually a good link to
j'aime beaucoup ce système, j'aime beaucoup ça. Ça, c'est nice.
As you're doing different things in combat, you're protegoing and you're doing different abilities, and you can kind of spec into it with your talents. There are different ways to get that meter to build faster and faster. But one of the most effective base ways to build up that meter fast, that way you can launch these devastating attacks whenever you want to, is to actually perform combos. So you see that combo appearing.
Oh.
It's almost like your emotions are building up, and then
Il y a différentes attaques, tu vois, là c'est pas orange, c'est comme rouge. Parce que c'est une attaque au corps à corps, je pense.
Is to actually perform combos. So you see that combo appearing.
Regarde, là c'est rouge autour de toi, donc quoi, tu te fais rush, puis tu dois genre faire une roulade, genre.
It's almost like your emotions are building up, and then basically that builds up enough that you can attack someone. But as the combo meter builds up, at some point you strike someone, and a piece of their magic kind of falls out of them. You'll see these blue orbs in the game world, and there's something that only you can see.
Ok, je commence à mieux en mieux comprendre comment le combat fonctionne et ça, c'est intéressant. Je suis pas convaincu encore à 100%, mais c'est très intéressant. Pourquoi pas un système comme Star Wars The Old Republic? C'est mauvais, ça fait des choix dans le jeu, c'est de des nouvelles compétences ou autre. Ouais, j'espère que c'est ça, hein. J'espère que c'est ça. Les infos de compte, c'est à la Forerunner. Ouais, environ.
In the narrative, in the world. And it's another reason to move around on the battlefield. If you can go up and collect those things and suck them in, they give big jumps to that ancient magic meter as we're playing.
We're talking a lot about spells and magic.
Il y a ça un peu dans Spider-Man, il y a ça théoriquement dans Jedi Fallen Order, tu peux parry au bon moment.
Here, but I think there's another huge component of combat, and that
Tu vois, il peut utiliser son sort encore une fois de magie ancienne parce qu'il a construit sa barre de combo.
is the tools that you
Il l'a
can
pas
bring
fait,
to
malheureusement.
combat as well to kind of change the way you play. And I think Mackenzie.
Ok. J'avais même pas vu. LOL. Il l'a transformé en poulet. J'achète.
Knows a lot about what's going on with the plants and potions.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're basically
Ridiculous.
A lot of change the way you play, and I think Mackenzie knows a lot about what's going on with the plants and potions.
And so the tools are really interesting because they're basically like a prior.
Là, tu vois, genre ça a l'air facile, mais le mec, il a plus de vie là. Regardez, il a 1 HP.
Investment. So you can bring
Il vient de boire une potion, bien sûr.
the potions and the plants that you grow in the room of requirement to combat to essentially kind of help you defeat enemies a lot quicker and more efficiently. So some of the tools that you'll see here are like the rock skin potion. So that is something that basically covers your skin in this like rocky material that which increases your health. And then we have the focus.
Oh, le petit sort de cul qui a servi à rien. Je viens de le voir, le mec, il a tellement fait un fail. Bon, avant là qu'il la brasse, ça c'est pas un fail, mais regardez.
Obviously, we have the.
Il utilise Axio pour le troll. Il essaie de la tirer sur lui. Quelle idée de merde. Tu vas mourir s'il tombe sur toi.
Weaken will potion as well, which
Axio.
increases your health.
Ça fait absolument rien. Genre.
And then we have the focus potion.
Je devine que ça, tu vois, ça, ce serait intéressant de voir à quel point tu peux améliorer le sort, genre. Avec l'histoire. Plus t'avances, plus on va dire, justement, plus tu pratiques ou plus tu as suivi de cours dessus, plus tard, justement, tu peux attirer le troll vers toi, genre. Que tu l'as rendu à un niveau supérieur. Il n'y a pas du mosque. Ah, si.
So when Alan talks about having to balance
Puis ça rendrait déjà le combat plus intéressant. Parce que les niveaux de personnalisation au niveau de tes sortilèges.
Cadabra with a
cool qu'ils
long
améliorent.
cooldown because obviously it's an instant kill. One thing that you could
very
do is brew a focus potion and
Donc qu'est-ce qu'on a ici? La petite plante qui crie, j'oublie tout le temps son nom à cette calice. Si tu la mets par terre, elle l'a dit plus tard dans la vidéo, si tu la mets par terre, elle va stun les gens dans une zone autour d'elle parce qu'à cause de son cri strident, genre. On sait que ça met une plante par terre qui lance des projectiles de poison. J'ai aucune idée c'est quoi ça. La potion de rush, donc tu prends moins de dégâts. Ça, elle l'a dit aussi, mais j'ai oublié, attends.
and that will increase how quickly.
Ah oui, c'est ça. On va dire justement, les 3 sorts interdits, bah, c'est des sorts qui prennent beaucoup de temps à régénérer après l'avoir utilisé parce que, bon, c'est puissant, c'est normal qu'il y ait un temps de rechargement lent, genre. Et la potion, si tu la prends, ça recharge tes sortilèges plus rapidement. La mandragore, merci.
Your cooldowns regain.
Right. Oh my god. There's just so much like versatility, like in what the character is doing to the troll right now. Like
Il
he's
fait tellement
just
pas de
bouncing
dégâts.
around the arena. He's like
J'ai rien dit.
nuts, and the troll makes him move around too. Looks like.
And I love that
Sort
our
de
plants
bonus,
are
voilà. Le combo.
Yes, and so that's like when we were talking about the setup of the arena. You also have plants that you can fight with, and so we have things like the venomous
Cool, je remarque plein de choses que j'avais pas remarqué la première fois que j'avais écouté, donc c'est nice qu'on regarde tranquillement petit à
stuns,
petit.
which is
genre.
like
Ouais, en plus, il y a des défis supplémentaires qu'il peut faire qui va sûrement lui donner des bonus à la fin. Casse, tu peux faire 4 fois. Non, sur un ennemi 4 fois. Voilà, ok, pardon. Et Chinese Champion Cabbage. Lol. Donc, faut tuer un ennemi avec une des plantes. Et. Comme un dueling combo.
piercing cry of enemies in
Ouais,
a
ok, il doit
radius.
juste faire un combo de 30. quoi. Oh
Another
my
thing I
god.
want to call out that we're seeing on the side of the screen here is these dueling feats, which
Ouais, voilà, c'est ce qui
I
parle.
love because I love anything that prompts me to play a
Keep it fine.
game in a different way, a unique way. I don't want to get stuck in my style, you know. And so this is a way to, if you want to get stuck in your style, go for it. If you just want to blast people with spells, go for it. But we also want to
ça, c'est le sort
have
ancien.
some things over here that may make you use
Honk.
certain plants or certain potions or block more or
Sio.
Yeah, we mentioned the field guide
Ok, c'était pas stupide. C'est quoi ce sort là?
challenges in the prior stream, and the field guide challenges, this is the way that the field guide manifests like challenges for you to do in combat. And exactly to your point, we just wanted a way to encourage players to explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to do, because there really are so many different ways that
Voilà, il a fait son combo de 30. GG. Santé mes connaissances chez les
push
sorciers.
talents. When you see the green X's on characters,
That's right.
and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the back.
Ouais, ouais.
Push talents. When you see to explore the different systems, to help them decide, to just kind of practice with them and explore what they want to do, because there really are so many different ways that you can push talents. When you see the green X's on characters,
That's right.
and that's kind of through your talents you can unlock this kind of cursing mechanic that sort of like links the fates of these different characters on the battlefield. That way, as you get as you're cursing different characters, things like that misty step that you see occasionally being used on the battlefield, and we can also spec into our potions and plants to make them more powerful and more efficacious. So it's all about which type of player you feel like you are and whether or not you want to play with prep, on the fly, or with deliberation, and those are all different options.
That is so cool because like it's like I see so much like going on the stream.
Hmm.
Best. I mean, I feel like it's
Alright.
dark arts and just
put is your we
Ouais, je pense qu'on a fait pas mal de
we
tours.
kind of went
C'est quand même
casual mode on the
vachement stylé.
nice jumper.
Merci d'avoir été si nombreux
And
pour
I think
voir
it's
cette
a
conférence.
good jumping off
Content de
point,
savoir que ça vous
jumping
intéresse
off
aussi.
point.
Très hâte d'y jouer.
For,
S'il y a une autre
the
conférence d'ici la
personalization of
sortie
the
du jeu d'ici
space as
février,
well, not just
bah,
your
on la
character
regardera
and
encore une
the
fois
removal
ensemble.
from the character, but
Voilà, si
actually the
il y a
space
des
is
grosses
a
nouveautés
place
aussi, je
you
vous
can
tiendrai au
make
courant, mais
your
comme
own.
je vous ai dit, moi je sais pas
Yeah, it was super important.
pas nécessairement
to
des
us
vidéos
in the space
d'information
so
sur
we
le
could
jeu, là, il y en a
like,
tellement à
your
chaque semaine de toute
reflection,
façon.
as a wizard.
Mais on va y jouer en tabarnak à la sortie. Je ferai un let's play et tout, bien sûr. Donc, qu'est-ce qui a gagné dans les maisons? On a Gryffondor 48%, Pantard 22, Serdeg 17, Poufsouffle 11. Ça, c'est stylé.
That's the thing is not only can you change the architecture here, but you can actually
Alright.
conjure little objects.
Passez une très bonne
into
soirée.
this
Bon match
space
de foot
that
à
you
ceux
can
qui
see.
l'écoutent là. Ça commence.
There's like
Puis,
statues that you can do and ornaments and
on se
tables
reprend.
and
Demain, moi
rugs
je suis
and
pas
just
là
a bunch
malheureusement.
of little things that really flesh
Ben,
out the space and bring it to life.
on va prendre des vaccins demain, donc 1 heure. J'aurai sûrement pas le temps de streamer, genre. Donc on se reprend probablement vendredi, ouais, sûrement vendredi. Si je vais bien.
Yeah, so we call them conjurations. And the conjuration recipes
Voilà.
can be purchased
Alright,
at Tomes
thanks
of
d'être passé.
Gold
On va
Policy.
écouter, comme j'ai dit,
But
un
also, as you
speedrun
engage different types of
de
games
Jedi
in this
Survivor.
world, you'll be rewarded
Probablement dans le prochain
with,
stream.
different objects.
Ou le défi de Jedi Survivor avant, je sais pas.
You can
De
change the
Fallen
color,
Order.
you can change the size of it, and you can place it, basically,
Donc soyez là,
anywhere.
ne manquez pas ça.
Oh my god, he's so
On se reprend très
tiny.
bientôt.
He's
La
like
petite
so
chaise.
big.
Hop. Ok. Voilà. Allez. À bientôt tout le monde. Et comme toujours, que la magie soit avec vous. Ouais, c'est quoi? Je vais aller avec ça. Parfait ça. Allez. Ciao.